Hello and welcome once again. So you want a crypto? I'm Joe, and this is the place where the more you crypto, the more you know. Today, this is the first in a series of comparison contrast videos on Over the Reality and Spheroid Universe. We're going to do general overviews. In the future, we're going to look at mapping the SDKs, building on them, the marketplaces, tokens, their app, like their mobile app, and then a roadmap of the future, but not in this video. Today, in this video, we're just going to do the general overview. We're going to look at each one of them. We're going to talk about basically the market and the projected growth. You can see on this chart in the last week over the OVR number 25 has just basically, it's not really up or down. And then Spheroid's up about 9%. Smaller market cap, easier to move, I understand. But if you're interested in learning more about these from an objective investor perspective, at least that's what I'm hoping to portray here, stick around and check it out. You can also comment, like, any of that stuff. So to dig in, augmented and virtual reality. Now, it's such a niche, whatever, market, and it's kind of small to get a grasp on, so I'm going to be comparing it a little bit to virtual reality, augmented reality, and as close comparable things as we can. But we can see right here that the market is going to reach 454 billion by 2030, which is a compounded annual growth rate of 41% roughly. So augmented and virtual reality market size was valued at 14.84 billion in 2020 and is projected to reach like over 450 something billion by 20. That's a pretty damn good growth, right? So it's something that people are looking at, and it's a lucrative market that's going to be pushing forward into the future. But how many people are using that right now? And the answer is not very many. I mean, honestly, I have a lot of lands. I've done a lot of different events and functions with my lands and stuff, and basically I've yet to make $1. So it's coming, and I'll explain why. But I'm not sure if you saw this, but there was an article that said Decentraland basically had like 38 active daily users. Decentraland came back and said, no, that's not correct. We have and I'll put these links, you can read all this on your own, but basically they came back and said, no, we have 8 to 10,000 daily active users, which I'm not sure I'd be boasting about, because they're valued at like 1.3 billion or something like that. And only having 8 to 10,000 users, that's pretty low, right? The Sandbox, 39,000 daily users. And these numbers are kind of, I don't know, this is what they've posted. And I'll show you when we start to compare them to other things, that some of them kind of fall apart a little bit. But 39,000 daily active users and 201,000 monthly users. So not a big difference on those two. But we're going to be moving into this monthly user here in a second. And 4.1 million wallets for the Sandbox and Decentraland. And the reason that's important is because Over the Reality is going to do like an event with Decentraland. And so how many people are, is that going to add? Or if they do something else with the Sandbox, or Spheroid does something, or however that works, how much are these going to add? These are the biggest metaverse names that we know right now. Well, the one thing I want to look at before we get into the numbers of who's using what metaverses kind of at the moment is the age range of these. If this looks like a wave, it should. This should be the wave that we're looking to surf. This 9 to 16-year-old range is the metaverse users right now. These are the ones that are going to blow up these platforms like Decentraland, Sandbox, and a ton of others, right? As well as the ones we're talking about today, Over the Reality and Spheroid Universe. Because these are not virtual boxed off worlds or browser based worlds. These are augmented reality ones. These are in the real world. Pokemon Go style, think that. So here's your age user graph, that big wave. And then right now, metaverse cumulative user age percent profile. Well, most of them are teens to adults right here. So that wave is coming, and it's coming with a force. Metaverse users by platform type. Basically what we want to get out of this is the browser virtual worlds make up roughly 340 million users and 85%. On-chain browsers is like 5 million and like 1%. So very small. Both of these are on-chain, Ethereum, Polygon. They have ERC20 tokens and ERC721 tokens, and I'm talking about over the reality and Spheroid Universe. That's our main topics today. Even though I'm talking about all these other ones, we're going to focus on that here in a second. We're going to dial it in. The Metaverse Universe. So this is Q1 2022. So a little bit of old data, 6 months, out. But I want you to see, live or beta in development under 500,000 monthly active users. So right now, Sandbox and Decentraland, I think have kind of flipped by the numbers that we're looking at, because Sandbox right now, by their numbers, says that they roughly have more than 5 or right at 500,000 users, and Decentraland is going to be less than that based on those numbers. When we put that into the big pie in the sky, there's basically, this is this chart right here, top left. We look at the top right, that's where everybody's at right now. We want all of these users to move over to this side, the Ethereum and non-Ethereum virtual worlds. It just hasn't happened. So when people start talking about that 3 to 5 year time frame, boom, that's what they're talking about. All right, enough of the nonsense. Let's get into the meat and taters here. What is Spheroid Universe? Spheroid Universe is a functioning augmented reality platform that superimposes a continuous layer of augmented reality onto the Earth's surface, which is split up into spaces, plots with precise geographic coordinates. So it's a geospatial square. Over the reality uses a hexagon, but basically what you have is a virtual reality template that's put over the world, and they're trying to map the whole world and basically build a virtual layer of the real world. Multiple, actually, layers of the world, because you have a mapping layer, you have like presentation layers and stuff like that. And over the reality is the same way. The platform's main user product will be the augmented reality social network. Now, Spheroid Universe, from what I've understood and what I've gathered through all of this, they're really focusing on building a social network, advertising, marketing, personal activity, XR, AI environment. While on the other hand, over the reality is more XR, AI, live events. They have chat. You can basically chat, text, make calls within their live experience if you know how. They're coming out with AI assistants that are, language processing assistants using AI technology, advertising, marketing. A lot of similarities, some differences. There's also a lot of gamification and stuff that Spheroid Universe has brought in that we'll talk about in later videos. Spheroid, it's an open, decentralized, augmented reality platform that will create the conditions for participation and earning for an unlimited number of participants, developers, artists, and regular users. It is a platform where the platform users, the space owners, rather than an IT corporation, will receive the earnings from advertising. Spheroid Universe is based on an advertising business model. The platform will create and develop AR advertising services, connecting advertisers and space owners, receiving transaction revenue when advertisers publish content in their spaces. Space owners' rights are always protected by traditional law. Space is a digital asset created under European laws, and that's going to be the same for over the reality. A space owner has a right to resell, sell, lease, give it out as a gift, transfer it, inheritance, use collateral, contribute, all of the same for over the reality. And then these are their goals. I don't want to go too deep because this video will get forever, and their app is XR Hub. You can get this on iOS, whatever, Android, Apple, all that good stuff. And the XR Hub is a super app. It can run other applications within itself. These applications may be created by independent developers. Apps that run within the XR Hub can function independently or expand the functions and capabilities of XR Hub itself, offering its users their own services and products. XR Hub is a lightweight, powerful, and efficient mobile app. In terms of performance and energy efficiency, it is more advanced than all existing mobile AR applications on the market with Unity's scene form-based graphic engines. And then here's XR Hub. All right, Spheroid Universe. Homepage, all the links will be below. And I'm trying to pick this up a little bit. This ring, I spent forever reading it and doing it. There's more than 300,000 spaces. As far as I can tell, there's over 470,000 Spheroid Universe spaces that have been sold. Open decentralized ERC20, that's going to be your tokens. Let's go through this real quick. So Spheroid Universe is a platform for developing extended reality projects. The technology basis of the platform is Spheroid XR Cloud and Spheroid Script programming language designed for AR. So they've created their own language. There's a link to that somewhere in here. Your tools and search. Oh, okay, so here's Spheroid Script. Cloud-based integrated development environment for programmers and designers who work together on AR XR projects. That's the Demiurge IDE. It allows to create digital worlds, fill and animate them. The links will be right here. So this is how you build on the experience. The social humanistic basis of the Spheroid Universe ecosystem is formed by the concept of space NFTs. That's the squares. The basic element of the ecosystem that connects XR, AR, and users' personal activity. So these are some of the buzzwords that they are key phrases that they use a lot. XR, AR, user personalities, your activity. What were some of the other ones? Advertising, marketing, social media. Each space accumulates value similarly to a social media account, but unlike it, a space belongs to the platform user rather than a centralized IT corporation. They don't monetize your data, basically you do. That's kind of what I'm getting out of this. Let's watch this for a second. And they've got cool graphics. It's a neat little homepage. And these fly-throughs that they're doing, I know I just saw a post that Over the Reality is going to start doing those on their spaces with their mapping. Spheroid Universe is working on a mapping of their own. So the world of Spheroid Universe is the world of planet Earth's extended reality that is parceled out into plots called spaces. And these are ERC 721 NFTs. Each space may be filled with advertising, entertainment, visual references, and other content. The space owner is one who monetizes it. In a future video, really soon, I'm going to pump these out as fast as possible so that you get them in a chunk. But I'm going to take and I'm going to use the same experience. I'm going to go find something on Sketchfab that's easy and within the limits, the 30 megabyte limit for Spheroid Universe, 100 megabyte limit for Over the Reality, so you can put bigger content on Over the Reality. But I'm going to find something that'll fit on both, and we're going to put them in the same spot. I have a land that I own in Spheroid Universe and in Over the Reality. Put the same experience and build it all up in the same thing in one video, so we can see how it works. XR advertising space, and they both have marketplaces. Okay, so this Spheroid.Earth Web3 computer vision project sounds like a mouthful. That's basically their mapping project. And they're creating a digital copy of the Earth. Photo data connected by users are processed using AI and computer vision methods to form a digital 3D map of the surroundings, which is linked to the spaces. People's motivation is ensured by recording their contributions to the work. Anyway, we're not going to read all that. But this is their mapping. We'll dig in later. But Spheroid Universe has opened up access to the stunning XR NFT world. This is coming soon, this Planeta Nostra, which looks really cool. And then XR Hub, that's their super app. That's how you make it work. And then some other projects. Okay. So here we're getting into the marketplace and stuff like that. From what I've basically researched, Spheroid Universe has been around since 2017. Over the Reality has been around since about 2020. Fall of 2020 is about when I started, I think when their token came out and the land started going on sale and stuff like that. You can become one of the Earth's digital AR XR surface owners. For this purpose, we have created spaces, NFT tokens of the Spheroid Universe ecosystem. Spaces allow you to receive advertising revenue from the selected area of Earth's digital surface. So they've sold 470,000. Says 5,000 in sale. SPH is their token. When you buy the land, you don't have to use their token though. Like Over the Reality, you basically have to have the OVR token in your wallet up there. That you connect to your MetaMask or whatever. This one you can use SPH, you can use stable coins, Ethereum. They have multiple tokens that you can use to buy the lands when you buy them. Here's some of the prices just for stuff. 660 I think was the floor for a couple I saw, and that's about $9 US. And then it went up to like 15,000 for some in New York, which was over $200. So you know you can base your prices for that on here, but you can resell, lease, and create advertising spaces. You determine the way you monetize your space, and the platform will assist in implementing your strategy. Buy, sell. So that's one thing that, you know, it's a platform. It's like Google or Ethereum or whatever. So, you know, if you're building on Spheroid, it's not Spheroid that you're promoting, or over the reality that you're promoting, it is your product, right? Spheroid Universe is a platform developing and launching XR projects on the breakthrough technology foundation of the Spheroid XR Cloud and the Spheroid Script cross-form platform. Yeah, we've already touched that one. So here we go. When we want to create, this is create a post, my XR post, all XR post, rules moderation. So you're going to select a world. So the first one we have is the Spheroid Metaverse, and it's selectable. And that's going to take you to Spheroid. Then you have Pixel Voxel, which is coming soon, and then in development is the Planeta Nostra. So these are the 3 metaverses or whatever worlds that you'll be able to interact with through Spheroid. Now, if you want to create a post, you can do all that right here. You create it, set the location, you'll pick the land, you'll add your content, which will be your digital, whatever, GLB file, customize, and then publish. And then when you hit publish, that's when it goes on the property. You can see it through the app. This is picking a land. So these are some lands that I own in a park close to me. And what I'll do is I'm going to post them all on this one. I own this one in both Spheroid and Over the Reality. So this will be our test plot. But, you know, it has the same, you can see it's a square, but you can use the Google overlay to help locate your lands. And when I buy lands, I like to open Google Earth and get a map, and then open this with the overlay and kind of put them together and see how that works. Alright, so here's the XR Hub is launched, super app. We got that, okay. Over the reality. Let's move on to the competitor. So the future of AR Metaverse is here. Decentralized digital layer enables over users to create never before seen geo-localized experiences. So again, both are geospatial, geo-localized experiences. These use hexagons, they use squares. Here we go, 856,000 sold overlands versus 470,000 sold spaces. Everything is possible. Become an NFT landowner. Same thing. And ERC 721s are the land. ERC 20s are the tokens. Metaverse building blocks. So they have over, and I'm trying to use over instead of OVR because that's what it was in the beginning, and it's just kind of a habit now. But they have 3 layers. You know, they're built on layers. Basically, the SDK layer, the overland, and the mapping layers, which we can just get into in the white paper right here. So here's the white paper. All the links will be below. The market starts to tell us that, you know, it's going to grow. Look at the, you know, we talked about that in the beginning. And some of the points that they point out right here are tourism is a large portion of the growth rate, retail, food, applications, public services, other. So market opportunities, mobile app, a lot of the same stuff that we talked about. So let's get into their platform. These are the 3 main layers: SDK, map to earn, overlands. So the overlands are the landowners. When you buy the hexagon, you get that. Then the map to earn is another NFT for, I think it takes about 300 pictures is what it says in here to get, let's see, divided into 300 square meter hexagons. That's the hexagons per land. I think there's like 1 point something trillion of them. But when you're mapping this, you don't need LiDAR, you don't need any of that. It's just pictures, and it's about 300 pictures per hexagon is roughly. And I could be wrong. Put it in the comments if I'm wrong. All of this is just, you know, it's a lot to digest, so I am by no means an expert. So there's ownership layer, mapping layer, and the SDK. The SDK, that's your web builder and how, you know, connect 3D assets, experiences, play to earn games, all of that kind of stuff. We have OVR community. OVR has a great community. I'm just getting in with the Spheroid community, so far so good. Overlands themselves, right here, 1.6 trillion. That's a lot of commas. Overlands, and then you can further subdivide your hexagons into 7 hexagons. Again, at ERC 721 standard. Here's squares, so that'd be spaces. Here's hexagons, that'd be over the reality. Distortion, overland, whatever. Buy, sell, lands, marketplace. I'll show you that in just a second. Anyway, here's the white paper. You can go through the more. They do have a bonded curve on their tokens, but we'll look at the numbers on CoinGecko in just a second. Map to earn, introducing overland map to earn. I've seen some pictures actually just recently on Twitter of the map to earn function. It looks really cool for over the reality. Thanks to the powers of AI, we can now generate a 3D map of the physical world simply by taking pictures. No LiDAR or other expensive hardware needed. Require only the smartphone in your pocket. All OVR users can potentially contribute to the creating of the biggest detailed 3D map of the real world. Something that Spheroid Universe is doing as well. Community-based building of a 3D virtual map that we can put stuff on. And here is the marketplace for over the reality. You have primary, secondary market. You can see your own lands. You can rent lands, tokens, staking, play to earn, statistics. Here's the link to the white paper, web builder, AR awards, and some documents, GitHub, stuff like that. Okie dokie. Spheroid Universe SPH. That is going to be your ticker token. Here is, so if you want to learn and you're trying to buy these, questions I see a lot are, how do I add this to my MetaMask wallet, or why don't I see my tokens? Because you need to add the token to your MetaMask. The little fox right here, click on it, add to MetaMask. Here's your address for Ethereum, and all your other goodies. But market cap 1.6 million, tiny market cap compared to a lot of altcoin projects, stuff like that. And this one has a product. It's working. It's going. It's right now. We're in a bear market. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but ranked 1668. Max circulating supply, this says 125 roughly million. And if we look on here, they've taken out like some other promotion projects, everything else. And that's how they've come up with that estimate. $4,000 volume in the last 24 hours, and the fully diluted valuation, 130 roughly million. Looking at the numbers, maximum, this only goes back to like 2020 for the token, but we saw a peak. What's that, about 33 cents? And we're currently sitting at 1.3 cents US. You can get Spheroid, and I've done it recently on Uniswap. The only thing you got to watch for is there can often be a lot of slippage. So I check back until I get a good rate, and then I'll buy a little bit, and stay away from the slippage. Over the reality, OVR is the ticker, 63 cents is the price. Again, if you want to add that to MetaMask, click on the little guy right there. Here is your Ethereum address. Market cap, 17 million. So we're going from under 2 to 17 million. So what's that, roughly 6, 7, 8%, or 8x size-wise? And we're going from, number 1600 down to, or up to number 700 in the ranking. So it's a bigger project. Still, though, small market cap, lots of room for growth and investment. It's not a knock or a boost on either project. These are just the two major platforms that are out there right now. The OVR token is pretty easy to get on KuCoin. That's where I get it. But I'm sure you can get it anywhere else you get your ERC20 tokens. Uniswap, shit like that. Basically, that is our general overview. So if you have any questions, put them in the bottom. I'll check. Remember, you can always ask me questions on Twitter. Spaces every Thursday at 9 a.m. at SOYO Crypto. I'm Joe. The more you crypto, the more you know. Thanks for hanging out.